So sometimes you want to format your numbers. So, for example, have some padding or right justify, left justify, or any kind of formatting issues like that. And in Java, it's really not too hard to do. It's called string formatting is the technique we're going to use in this class. So in Buzz, I did put this Java formatting document, which I'll be using in this video. And then I'll also be using on the left side of the screen, you see I have a program. It's a Java program that I've already started, and I called it format. I have some variables declared. One of them is a real number or double with a value, and then the other two are strings, and we'll do a little bit of each. So we're going to start with the numbers, and you'll notice that I just printed out the value of num1, and when I run that, you see it's just 3.14159. But if I want to format that, let's say I want to round it to the nearest thousandth. So I'm just going to use a system out print line and num1 rounded to the nearest thousandth. The code that I would use is string.format. So if you look over at that sheet, if you're using it, I give the example over on the far right side where I'm pointing with the cursor right now. So I want to put in quotation marks, percent symbol indicates to my computer this is the rule that I want to use. And then 0.3 means after the decimal place, I want 3 digits. And then F means that it's going to be a floating point decimal. I want to do that with num1, so use comma and then num1. This parenthesis, notice it highlights, is ending the format, so I still need another parenthesis that will end my entire println statement. So now when I run it, I see the number come up first and then rounded to the nearest thousandth, and it rounded it according to the usual rounding rules. So you can use that for any decimal. If you wanted to round it to the nearest hundredth, just use a 0.2 in there and so on. The other thing you can do is you can pad spaces in front of that number. So I'll say padding maybe 15 spaces in front of the number. And actually, if I want to use rounded to the nearest thousandth again, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers that it would be taking up. So this would be 10 blank spaces and then those 5 digits. So that I would use string.format, the percent symbol with 15.3f. So the 15 before the decimal place means designate 15 spots for this number. And then the 0.3 means round it to the nearest thousandth. F means floating point decimal. Now when I run it, see there's a bunch of spaces before it. And then another thing you can do with this is if I wanted like $, that might be a good use of something. So rounded like money, I'll say, and $. Now what I would do is I would put it in string format, have the $sign before that percent symbol, and then percent and 15.2 F num1. Now when you run it, you will see the $sign come out way over here because it's padded beforehand, and that might come in handy if some of the dollar amounts are large and some are small. So in the next video, we'll talk about formatting those strings differently, but for now you can practice formatting real numbers.